First Girl, and problems at the back for the trailer, Pocket Full of Promise. Top of the stretch. Here they come. There they go. Way back at the start is a Pocket Full of Promise. And off stride is Google It into the turn. So Phantom Shadow will inherit the lead. As they move round the turn, driving into second is J.J. Jillian. Up for third is Galterio Hanover. Racing fourth on the outside, a tough little guy. Then in fifth at the rail, PJ's Devil. On the outside and racing from sixth, DC's First Girl. Kate Anna seventh. Back down pacing eighth is Google It. And the trailer ninth is Pocket Full of Promise. So there goes the inquiry sign involving the start and number 9, Pocket Full of Promise. So on the lead, that is Phantom Shadow in line to Mark Bradley. Over to the quarter in 30 and 3. Second is J.J. Jillian. Kate Anna moving on the outside, picking him off. He's now third. Racing from fourth, Galterio Hanover. A tough little guy goes fifth. Racing from sixth, DC's First Girl. PJ's Devil is seventh, and the trailer, that is Google It. So they're halfway home. Phantom Shadow, the midway point leader. J.J. Jillian is second, racing third, Galterio Hanover. Wide in fourth is Kate Anna, the half in a minute and 3. Racing from fifth, the tough little guy. DC's First Girl is sixth. Seventh is PJ's Devil. And the trailer, that is Google It. They're on the back stretch for the final time. The leader, Phantom Shadow. Kate Anna takes over second. J.J. Jillian third. Then in fourth, Galterio Hanover. Fifth on the outside, a tough little guy. DC's First Girl is sixth. PJ's Devil seventh. And the trailer, that is Google It. The 3/4 in 1:30 and 4 going to the 7/8. And it's Phantom Shadow clear by 3 turning home. Kate Anna is second. Galterio Hanover on the outside third. J.J. Jillian fourth. Down the stretch they come. Phantom Shadow on top at every call. A going away winner for Mark Bradley. Kate Anna finishes second. Galterio Hanover third. Time of the mile in 2 minutes. 2/5.
Well, Kurt, here is the slow-mo for race number 6 this afternoon, brought to you by Cardigan Feed Services. We talked about this horse, Phantom Shadow, after a real great start. Hadn't missed the top 3, but knocking on the door for that first win. Really set up shop on the front end and right down the road.
And for sure has been behaving himself as well. And today here, he was one of the only horses in the race that was handy into the first turn, and Bradley put him right on the front there. Pretty easy getting to the lead there. 30 and 3, real soft first quarter, down to the half minute, 3/5. Down 3/4, 1:30 and 4. Bradley takes a look over his right shoulder, and there's no one really in contention as he's motionless down the lane here, getting the job done. 2 minutes, 2/5, closing it out, 29 and 3. Kate Anna raced well here for McPherson. They were out a long way here. They moved early, and they get the deuce, and the 5. Galterio Hanover and David Dowling get the show dough. So it's a 3-1-5 triactor here in race 6 at Red Shores.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 judges' inquiries underway in race number 6. First one involving the start of number 9, Pocket Full of Promise, and there will be a general refund of all monies wagered on 9, Pocket Full of Promise, for failure to make the fair start pole when the word go was given. Pocket Full of Promise, general refund. The second inquiry involves the conduct of the 6th race going to the 3/4.
And as we see Phantom Shadow coming back to the winner's circle here, we're going to hand it over to Lee Drake for a presentation. Lee, just to let you know, Phantom Shadow is heading back to the winner's circle.
Phantom Shadow arrives at the sixth race winner's circle, pacing Black Gelding. He's 2 by Shadow Play. From the Real Artist Dam, Roxana Hanover. Owned by Peter Bro and Ann McCauley of Moncton, New Brunswick, trained by Tommy Weatherby. Mark Bradley put the colt on top at every call, pacing to a maiden record of 2 minutes and 2/5. Phantom Shadow in the sixth at Trackside Cardigan Feed Services has the presentation.
So now we'll head trackside for a presentation as we head down to race manager Lee Drake at trackside. Lee.
All right, well, thanks very much, Peter. We are trackside, as we mentioned at the top of the show here today, that we have, of course, a fundraiser that was going, put on by Red Shores and supported by many of the fans, the horse people, of course, here at Prince Edward Island, and all for Ryan Mullally, our late track crew member, and joining us here today, his wife Alana. I have Ron Judson right alongside of me here. Ron worked very closely with Ryan, of course. He was the one that hired him on the track crew as well, and Sandra Webster with our HR team here today. On behalf of all of us at Red Shores, with those ticket sales, we have raised $5,420, and we're here this afternoon to make that check presentation. And Ron's also going to make the draw here right now, the official draw for the winner of the Gold Cup Table for 8. This is for Gold Cup Table for 8. Coming up this 2021 edition of the Gold Cup and Saucer. So Alana's going to pull the winning name out, and here we go. And the winner is Stacy Miller. Stacy Miller is the winner of the Gold Cup Table for 2021. Congratulations going out to Stacy.
The The results of the second judge's inquiry in the sixth race. Number 4, J.J. Jillian, finished fourth, will be placed seventh for interference on numbers 5, 6, and 8, going to 3/4. Here's the official results now in race 6. K. Nana was second. Google It finished 8th. Phantom Shadow, the race winner. J.J. Jillian finished 4th, was placed 7th for interference on numbers 5, 6, and 8, going to 3/4. Galterio Hanover 3rd. A Tough Little Guy finished 5th, was placed 4th. PJ's Devil finished 6th, was placed 5th. DC's First Girl finished 7th, was placed 6th. Pocket Full of Promise did not finish and was refunded. The fractions were 30 and 3, 1 minute 3, 1:30 and 4, and the mile in 2 minutes and 2/5. From the top after the placings, your program reads 281, 734, 56, did not finish, refund. Phantom Shadow paid $5.80 to win. The exactor $14.20, triactor $21.40, superfecta $104.75. Seventh race entering the track for the post parade, sponsored by Howmack Farms. 1 is Miss Sangria, owned by Alex McPhee of Clyde River, trained by Ronnie Gass, driven by Adam Murner. Two is Howmack Blaze, owned by Michelle Myers and Roger McDonald of Cardigan. Michelle does the training today, Stephen Shepard. Here's the 3, Traces of Purple, owned and trained by Robert Phillips of Belfast, David Dowling. 4, Geordie's Hope, owned by Lillian, Kevin, and Brian Ladner of Charlottetown. Brian Ladner trains, Jules Barrio drives. 5, Pay the Line Blue Chip, owned by Mary Jean Noy of Cornwall and Denise Andrew of Calgary, Alberta, trained by Jay Noy, Dave Kelly driving. 6 is Dre's Good Powwow, owned and trained by Joe McDonald of Breadalbin, Corey McPherson. 7 is Dancer's Pass, owned by John McKenzie, Philip Kelly, and Alan McGuigan. Trained by Philip Kelly, driven by Mark Campbell. Number 8 is Tell Me Why, owned by Joe McDonald of Bredelman and Alexis Gas of Cornwall. Joe is the trainer, Donnie McNeil above the wheels. 4 minutes wagering time in race 7. Now time for the 7th race stretch with Metro Home Building Center.
This is the 7th race stretch, brought to you by Metro Home Building Center, Riverside Drive, Charlottetown.
Wasn't the spring out of strings? Spring became the summer. Would have believed you'd come along. Hands, touching hands, reaching out, dear Lord, touching me, touching you, sweet Caroline. Your time never seemed so good. I've been inclined to believe there never would, but now
The 7th race stretch has been brought to you by Metro Home Building Center, Riverside Drive, Charlottetown.
Okay, 2 to go here before race number 7 this afternoon as we head into the second part of the driving championship. The first 4 legs are completed as I'm joined by Lee Drake and Kurt Hughes. And guys, you can see here we've got a tie as we look at the standings here. Corey McPherson and David Dowling both with 34 points. They're tied heading into the 5th leg here, which is race number 7 today. Mark Campbell with 30, Barrio with 23, Shepard with 22. As we mentioned, Corey and David tied. Dave Kelly with 21, Donnie McNeil with 19, and Adam Murner, he's right there with 27. So, Lee, as we said, very, very competitive halfway through.
It's been a very competitive day so far. We're back in the action here in race number 7, guys. And as you can see with the scoreboard there, and as we said at the top of the show here today, this is keeping in tradition with the PEI Standard Horse Owners Association, this Drivers' Championship, as they're all vying for the Paul McDonald Memorial Drivers' Trophy here today. And it's going to be tight here in the second half, no doubt about it.
Sure is. We'll kick it off right now. Race number 7, presented by Hamac Farms. They'll have a cooler presentation after the 7th. Kurt, as we land on Traces of Purple here, Robert Phillips of Belfast, he's the owner. He trains as well. David Dowling, and the last time this horse was at this level, they got front and went right down the road. Kurt, do you think it could happen again here today?
Oh, for sure. Campbell was in the bike, 2 back there. That start you're talking about. Left from post 4, got to the front, 28-3, 57-2. And he just bottomed them out on that day, Campbell did, with this mare. She's been a good mare this year. She got over $6,600 made here. She got 5 wins from 19 starts and a mark of 56-4. She's been racing the toughest mares on the circuit here. If you look, Temagami, Sealster, Dream Fair, Zenfire, Gia Diamond, Miss Cabana, they've all been great mares here. And so she draws post 3 here today. And like you say, last time at this level, she was a dominant winner. And so I'm looking for her to get another aggressive drive from David Dowling here today, get to the front, control things, and get the job done. She's 4-5.
And here's Miss Sangria for Alex McPhee of Clyde River PEI. Ronnie Gass is the trainer, and we talked about her in the pre-race here. Kurt, you like her because she's on the rail here today.
She's on the rail. I thought she'd be longer odds here today. I was hoping to get like maybe 10-1 on this mare here today. I think she's got a shot. That last start, as I mentioned there in our pre-race earlier today, she just had a covered up trip. She was locked and loaded for Murner there from the 5/8 right to the wire, and she was just crying for room and didn't get it. And so this week from the rail, I think Murner's going to want to get that 2-hole trip, maybe following Traces of Purple, and you never know. Down the passing lane, she may upset the favorite in here. She is 7-2.
Yes, and currently Murner sitting at 27 points here today in an action-packed leaderboard today. Guys, started driving back in 2012. He had the most drives in 2018 with 741. He's certainly been active and been on the top of his game the last number of years for sure. And speaking of some of the viewers that are tuning in here today, as you know, with the Race Day Network, we've been working several years. Our partnership with UMI Sports, 360 Live, and the online platforms continue to change our business. And I know April Myers, my senior supervisor in racing brands and broadcast, we'll be meeting with some of the team members and getting them up to date. But let me give you a snapshot of the viewers. PEI, the rest of Atlantic Canada, Canada and the U.S. But how about 11 in Jamaica today, 6 in Malta, and 8 in Mexico? And I picked out the Mexico one, guys, because maybe Brody McPhee's watching from there. He was watching, I know, earlier, but impressive locations tuning in to Red Shores.